MiniWarGaming's Warmachine League Battle Report Season 3!
Hey MiniWarGamers, MiniWarGamer Joel here for another Warmachine and Hordes League game. We are on to game 37. This is the third game we have with Tim and Bubba. They are back for some more action and they have chosen to do a 35-point game for this one. Who are you bringing this time?
Well, 35 points, much to my chagrin. I'm playing a tier 2 list.
Okay.
I'm playing with Damiano, the man himself.
All right, so changing up caster again, going for a tier 2. Not tier 3, which isn't that hard to do, but I don't know, me myself, whenever I look at that, I'm like, well, if I get this, I could go to tier 3. I always like to go for the higher tiers, but tier 2, not tier 3. And Bubba, what are you bringing?
I'm bringing Khador, and I'm also bringing tier 2. I am bringing the man, P. Butcher.
All right, so both of these guys are unlocking the achievement for Fear the Tier. It's actually the first Fear the Tier. Yeah, Fear the Tier 1, which is bring a tier 2. There's no Fear the Tier where you bring a tier 1 list. That'd just be weird. So bringing a tier 2. But P. Butcher, so Bubba's finally changing it. I shouldn't say finally. It's like his 4th game, but
Fine, it's my 5th game.
P.I. Rusk is pretty cool. Yeah. P.I. Rusk is pretty cool. So he really enjoys him. He's trying to like learn all of his ins and outs more. Yeah. But P. Butcher, just bringing the big,
the big
Mat 9.
The big meat stick.
Gonna kill some stuff, and he got a lot of jacks. We'll show you the list in a second. He's got a couple other achievements he's getting with his list. We have the scenario all set up for you guys and the board, so stay tuned for some Warmachine and Hordes action. Tim's 35 points of mercenaries. What do you got, Tim?
All right, so I am a tier 2 list led by Captain Damiano. He's a captain in the military sense, not a ship captain. I know that's different for my mercenaries typically. His tier 2...
Not a captain of the crunch.
Indeed. I grant him a discount on Steelhead Cav. I also get +1 field allowance on them, but I'm only bringing 1 min unit today. I get them for 5 points instead of 6.
Very cool.
I also get +2 inches of deployment zone. If you pan out a little bit, you'll notice that we are, in fact, a little further up the board than you might anticipate.
Whoa, 9 inches instead of 7.
I'm excited about it. It's all the inches, ladies. They make the difference. I've got a Mangler here. Rosinante in the back. Rosinante is Damiano's special character Jack. He has quick work, has an affinity with him. I've also got a unit of Steelhead Halberdiers, Maximum, and I've got a unit of Steelhead Rifles, Maximum as well. And hiding off in the corner here is a Talon.
All
Everyone
right.
loves a Talon.
Very cool, and that is 35 points of mercenaries for Tim. And for 35 points of Khador here, we have...
Led by P. Butcher, the original kill stick himself. He's got some spells. We may or may not see them. But he's Mat 9, POW 16 Weapon Master with Lola. He gets to it, it dies.
Yeah,
plain and simple. Plain and simple. He has his trusty War Dog attached to him. That's what gives me that tier 2 benefit.
Okay.
For this is actually Claws of the Dragon.
Okay.
The no quarter tier.
Very cool.
And then in his battle group, we have 5 Warjacks. We have a Devastator here and a Devastator here. These are the Clamjacks. 2 Power Strength 16 Fists. Armor 25 when closed. They can explode in a Rain of Death. At POW 18s,
okay,
which is pretty cool. And then we have 3 Juggernauts, 1, 2, and 3. Your standard 7-point Khador Jack, Power Strength 19 axes that crit freeze.
Yeah, for 7 points, it's got a pretty strong axe.
They're feet sticks. Everything is armor 20 or above except the War Dog. It's just a big beefy list. Gets me a couple other achievements.
Yes, it does.
I'm overcommitted.
He only has 7 models or less. He's got exactly 7 there.
Yep.
So he's gaining that achievement for overcommitment.
I am playing all models that I haven't played yet.
All right, so he gets not like the other. He has not played any Juggernauts, any Devastators, and obviously not P. Butcher or a War Dog, which is uncommon because you see the War Dog in a lot of lists.
Yep, Russ doesn't like him.
No, he has Silas as an attachment.
Yep. And then...
He is also gaining the achievement for... There was one more.
Yes.
What was...
Overcommitment.
We already got those 3.
All the advantages of the non
right. That's why I didn't notice because he only has 1.
All my non-battle group models, aka the War Dog, have the same abilities. He's
so it must be genetic.
Tough, fearless Pathfinder.
Yeah. So he has 3 advantages. He only really needs 1, and he shares it with himself. But he is a non-battle group member, and they all share it. So it must be genetic. Achievement for Bubba, and that is his 35 points of Khador. And here's our battlefield along with the scenario. We are playing Process of Elimination. It has these 2 rectangular zones here. They are neither friendly or enemy. Both are equal distance from each player. So if you can control one of those zones, you get 1 control point. Dominating one of those zones gets you 2 control points. And then there's an objective in both zones. Those objectives are linked, so you cannot damage both in a turn. If you damage one, the other one becomes undamageable, and you need to destroy that objective before you start scoring any points in the zone. Was there kill box on this one?
Yes.
There is kill box on this, so you have to make sure that your caster is at least 14 inches up from your edge of the board at the end of your second turn. We rolled off. I actually didn't see who won. I know Tim's going first.
Tim won.
Tim won and decided to go first. All right, so we're going to roll over to Tim's turn 1. As far as terrain, we have 4 buildings here. They are destroyable if the players wish to do so. A couple walls, a couple hills, and a forest on the far side over there. All right, over to Tim's turn 1. Damiano is going to allocate 1 focus to each of his Warjacks, and then he's camping on the other 3. Damiano will activate.
Cast Surefoot on this Steelhead.
Okay.
Surefoot targets a specific model, so he's just putting on one of the cab models. And he is going to walk 6 inches right on up to here, getting right below that.
And what does Surefoot do?
Surefoot, which is on this Steelhead here, gives +2 defense and immunity to knockdown to this model and every other model within 3 inches of it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Steel-held halberdiers will activate, and they are going to run. They are what speed, Tim?
They are speed 6, so they are running up to 12 inches.
Okay.
And they have giant halberds, so they're tangling everything up into each other, as they are wont to do.
There's their final position.
Running.
Cavalry, the steelhead cavalry, they're going to run. That Surefoot model placing itself kind of in the middle of some of those halberdiers, and the other guys spreading out a bit. Talon's going to spend that 1 focus, and he is running himself up. Is he on the edge of that hill?
Yeah, he's actually more like there.
Okay, just kind of towing and as well in the zone.
Rifles.
Okay, they'll go as well. And they will run, spreading themselves out. There's the final position of all the riflemen. Mangler is going to run, spending that 1 focus, getting himself around that house. Rocinante spending the 1 focus, also to run up. There's the battlefield at the end of Tim's turn 1. Just ran all of his stuff up and put Surefoot onto one of those cavalry models. Over to Bubba's turn 1. Bubba's going to allocate 1 focus to each of his Warjacks there, camping the other 2. He is not allocating anything to this Warjack. He's actually going to try to sit that Warjack out for the entire game to gain the benched achievement. So that means he cannot activate it. It is worth 7 points. It only has to be worth at least 6. So if he can do that, he gets himself an achievement. We'll see what happens. The Devastator there is going to spend his focus point and run, speed 4. Other Devastator also going to spend its focus point and run. Juggernaut spending 1 to run. Surprise, surprise. Behind that wall. Second Juggernaut also spending its 1 to run. Butcher's going to run. So he's just sitting on his 2.
Just going to check my control. Just want to be within an inch of the wall.
War Dog
is going to run.
Okay. Up behind Butcher.
Bench.
Not activating this Juggernaut, benching him for the game, hopefully. We'll see if he gets tempted to bring him in, but he'll probably be able to adhere to that. And that's where our battlefield's at now. The Warjacks all just kind of ran up their 8 inches, getting to the edge of the other zone. Butcher following up, over on to Tim's turn 2. Tim's going to upkeep Surefoot, and then he is going to allocate 1 focus over to Rocinante. Mangler's going to activate first, moving himself into the zone. Steelhead Rifleman will activate. They're going to run or advance?
They're just advancing.
Okay. The whole unit is going to do 1 giant CRA into the Devastator. We're looking at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 models. So what does that bring their rat to?
A whole bunch.
Anything but snake eyes. With the boxcars.
Their POW goes to 21, so dice -4.
Okay. And they do, not bad, 5 damage to the 3. Rocinante will activate.
Forfeiting movement to aim.
Okay.
Takes a shot at the Juggernaut.
This one right here. Range looks good.
He will just try to hit.
All right.
Rat
hits.
Hits. Boosting damage. Power is 14. AoE 3, so I should clip nothing else.
Armor is 20.
So -6 on Rocinante. We'll do 4 to the 6.
4 to 6, all right. Steelhead Halberdiers are going to get a run/charge order.
So
we'll do their movement and then show you where they end up. There's their final position. We have 2 charges on this Devastator, 1 on the Juggernaut, and 2 over onto this Devastator. So where do you want to start with your attacks?
Well, we have 2 successful charges on the Devastator. Let's have that be a combined melee and give that a shot.
Right over here?
Yep.
All right.
Combined melee.
Anything but Snake Eyes, probably?
Their
a
mat
3.
goes from 5
Plus
to
the wall.
7, plus powerful charge, so they connect. Yep. Nope, no wall. The guy who's leading the melee doesn't have a wall.
This one right here?
Yep, and then it's 11 goes to 13 against 25, so this minus 12.
And no damage.
No damage.
Over here, we're looking at the same scenario. Hits.
Connects. Again, power 13, so dice minus 12. We'll do 1
1
point.
to the 1.
To the 1.
1 charge over here on the Juggernaut.
Connects.
Hits him. This is going to be a POW what?
11.
So dice minus 9. Oh, rolling it in the box. Not a bad roll. Just 2 to the 5. Damiano will activate. Moving himself around his Rocinante Jack there.
Advances to here. He's going to spend one of his coins. He has coins that he's allowed to spend.
Okay.
And he's going to give Money Shot to the Steelheads.
Okay. And what does Money Shot do for them?
+2 to attack and damage rolls with their guns with which they have assault.
Okay. The cavalry, that's all that Damiano is doing. He will camp the other 4, and then the cavalry are going to get an assault order. So they will do their charges, they get their shots first, and then they will get their melee attacks. Last member here of the cavalry unit is going to do an impact
This is his charge
attack.
target. He makes an impact on his way.
Okay, so he's making an impact against everything within his 0.5 melee range and in his front arc. So it's just 1 halberdier there. Hitting him in the back.
Connects.
Yep.
It's enough to kill.
Okay, so he kills that halberdier.
He didn't have a head, so he wasn't part of the team.
And then he'll continue on.
Does he have to directly face?
Pardon me?
Like when he did the
And then he directly faces now.
He doesn't directly face for the
Okay.
impact. The impact's just a contact.
Yeah.
Now he directly faces at the end of his charge.
Okay. Assault shots now. Where do you want to start, Tim?
We'll start
over here on the Devastator.
So we'll finish the activation of each of these guys completely. So this
Okay.
guy does his assault shot first. He's route 7.
Hits.
Connects.
Are they all
is it
defense 10?
True.
Yeah, he's behind a wall.
So you go to
14.
14.
Right, he does get cover.
And I am route 5 goes 7. Yep, so that'll miss.
Okay, miss on the first one, so then we'll do his actual charge attack, which you get 2 defense, so you're at 12 defense for this.
He will backswing.
Okay, so he's going to do the backswing.
And he has flank. So he gets +2 mat. And he's a cav model, so he gets +2 mat on the charge as well.
Right.
So he goes to mat 9 against your defensive effective 12.
So anything but Snake Eyes.
He
Hits.
connects. Flank, POW 11, but he has brutal charge, so it goes to 13. So this is dice minus 12.
All right. For a total of 2 to the 4.
2 to the 4.
Backswing attack.
Miss?
He's a 7 on this attack, plus
Yeah.
4 is 11. That's a miss.
All right. Going over on this guy, he has to do his assault shot first. Defense 10 there.
3 to hit.
Hits with a
Connects.
3.
POW would be 12 on the blunderbuss, but goes to
14.
14. So this is dice minus 6. He will do 1 to the 1.
To the 1.
He will backswing. First
Okay.
attack. Again, mat 9. He connects. Flank, POW 13, so dice minus 7.
For
He will
2
do
to the
2 points
5.
To the 5.
And then the backswing.
Backswing attack. Hits. And again, dice minus. This is actually dice minus 9 now. Because they go down to 11.
No damage.
No damage on that one.
This cav model over here on this Devastator.
Assault
with the,
shot.
with the assault shot hits.
Hits. Power 14 on the assault. So dice minus 11. Looking for boxcars. Doesn't do it. He will do his backswing. First swing. Connect. He's POW 13. So dice minus 12. Flanking. No damage on that. His second attack of his backswing. Let's try that one. He connects. This is only 3 dice and POW 11, so it's going to be dice minus 14. No damage on that one.
Talon now is going to move himself over into the zone just to the other side. And there's the battlefield at the end of Tim's turn 2. Charged with a bunch of his steelhead, the halberdiers, and the cavalry. Got a little bit of damage out. Not too much. Those clamjacks are very high armor. Even the juggernaut is pretty high armor. So it was a bit of a start, but not enough to cripple anything. Over to Bubba's turn 2. Bubba's going to allocate 1 focus again to each Warjack and camp the other 2 on his caster. Juggernaut here is going to go first.
Just going to move into
Advance
here.
into there, okay.
And he is going to buy an axe attack, or use the axe attack on him and boost to hit.
Okay, for the first swing. What are the stats on your cavalry model there, Tim?
I need a 9 to hit because he has Surefoot. Boosted. Miss.
Miss.
I'll do the fist attack on him as well, needing a 9 on 2 dice.
Miss with an 8. The Devastator over here is going to spend its 1 focus to try a slam on this cavalry model. It has bulldoze, so we're actually going to execute all the movements here because it'll do a push on each model it contacts up to 2 inches directly away, and then it keeps moving, so we have to make sure it can go at least 3 inches, and it will bulldoze the cavalry model before the slam happens. So we're going to do all the movements, and then we'll show you where everything ends up. There's the final position. We marked the back of the Devastator's base, and at the end of the movement, this model unfortunately had to stop on this halberdier here, so he will not move the full 3 inches to get the slam to be successful. Other Devastator is going to go.
He is going to spend a focus point to run.
Okay.
He's going to advance into base to base with him and bulldoze him.
Okay, so he's bulldozing him directly away 2 inches. Just tip that up over. There we go. Moves him away.
He's going to continue his advance.
Yep.
It's right there.
Into that guy, bulldozing him, and he'll
bulldozing him.
Directly into that. Well, we can move the proxy base after.
And then he will follow up.
To right about there.
Actually, he'll sneak in here.
Okay, so he's just going to stop right there. Sounds good. So the
Spend
Juggernaut here is going to spend his focus point and run.
over the wall.
Running over the wall. Getting into the zone. Butcher will now activate.
He will run.
Okay. So this is still turn 2 for Bubba, and he's going to run with his caster, which unlocks an achievement for him, Foot Race. He ran with his caster on turn 2, or he's going to, as soon as he decides where he wants to put him. But achievement for Bubba.
He is going to run right there.
Okay, is he just towing the zone?
Yeah.
Just towing the edge of the
It
zone.
looks like he is.
All right. And
Butcher causes terror.
Causes terror. So we're going to do a command check on the cavalry.
And they
9.
break.
And they do break with a 9. Damiano is actually close enough in command with that cavalry model there, so they can use his command, and then they do not break. That was a lucky break. War Dog.
Just advancing.
All right, advancing up behind Butcher. And Bubba's going to bench that Juggernaut over there. And there's our battlefield at the end of Bubba's turn 2. So he didn't actually get much damage out. Just kind of shuffled things around a little bit, bulldozed some things out of the way, pushing his way into the zone. So now we're going to go over to Tim's turn 3. See if he can crack some of this Khador Jack armor. Tim's going to upkeep Surefoot over here on this cavalry model. He is giving 2 focus over to Raciante, 1 to Talon, and camping 2 on his caster. Damiano activates. Advances to there.
Checks his control area. He's moved 3 inches.
Checking it all out.
He's going to spend 2 to cast Warpath.
Okay, what does Warpath do?
Warpath says if a friendly faction model destroys an enemy model in my control area, a Warjack in my battle group gets to immediately make a 3-inch advance.
Okay.
Model can only be moved by Warpath once per turn.
And is that it for his activation?
Nope. He is also going to give Reform with a coin and give Money Shot with a coin to the rifles and the halberds respectively.
So Money Shot giving that +2/+2 and the Reform onto the halberdiers.
Correct.
All right. He's also going to use his feat this turn. What does his feat do?
Damiano's feat is called Conquest. Conquest says, while in Damiano's control area, friendly faction models gain +3 strength, +3 armor, and cannot be moved unless it is my turn.
Okay. Finally, he'll take a hand cannon shot over here at this objective.
Not the ones to hit. He
Definitely
connects.
hits it. Arm 18.
Dice -6 with Judgment.
No damage. Rifles will all activate.
They're going to do a little bit of shuffling, but they're all taking shots on the objective. That's their big plan for this turn, is to use that Money Shot to get some action in on this objective. So, single, I've got 10 of these shots, so I'm just going to roll them all as a big clump, and we'll see how that objective does.
Okay. So you're doing individual shots.
Yep.
Not a CMA, but they do get +2/+2, so they hit on anything but snake eyes, and then they're going to be power and strength.
13, so
All
dice
right,
minus 5.
Dice minus 5. So first one misses.
Second one,
Hits.
Hits.
Dice minus 5.
dice minus 5.
No damage.
Third one,
Hits.
minus 5. That'll be 5 points.
Okay, mark that down here. We got 5 on the objective.
Fourth one, misses.
Miss. Wow, 2 double ones in there.
Fifth one,
Hits.
dice minus 5. Nothing.
No damage.
Sixth one, hits. Dice minus 5.
No damage.
Seventh one, hits. Dice minus 5.
All good to hit
Nothing.
rolls, not to damage.
8 and 9.
And 10, what are they doing?
Yeah, we're gonna do singles. So
Okay.
8th shot connects. Dice minus 5. Nothing. 9th shot misses. 10th shot
Hits.
hits. Dice off 5. One more damage.
One more to bring it to 6. So if you were keeping track, snake eyes don't come up very often. On averages, he probably should have done at least 2 per guy. 2 times 10 is 20 damage. He probably should have done to that objective, and he did 6. So that's unfortunate. Steelhead Cavalry now are activating.
They're just doing a little bit of shuffling, sort of reorienting themselves
All right.
slightly. It's gonna end up here. Okay. So they're all going to be back swinging.
Okay.
So this guy's going to start. He's going to back swing on the Devastator.
Okay, Devastator is defense 10 now. He's not behind the wall anymore.
Not once to hit. He connects.
No critical effect.
No crit. He's flanking. He's POW 14 because of the feat. So this is dice minus 11. Oh, sorry, that's not accurate. I'm only rolling 3 dice because I did not charge.
Right.
So dice minus 11, 3 dice. No damage.
damage.
His second attack, because he is back swinging, connects. And again, dice minus 11. He will do 3 points to the 4.
There we go. There's some damage.
Another charge to the Juggernaut.
All right, over on the Juggy.
Also flanking and back swinging. He connects with his first hit. This is dice minus 6, because he's POW 14. So he will do 3 points to the 3. And on his second initial attack, he connects. And dice minus 6, he will do 3 points to the 6.
He's going to do his back swing attack, so two swings. First swing. Hits. Dice minus 11. No damage.
To the 2.
Exactly no damage to the 2.
His second attack
Hits.
connects. Minus 11.
No damage.
No damage.
Halberdiers now will activate. They're going to shift around and then make some attacks. There's their final placement. They just shuffled around a little bit. So where do you want to make attacks here, Tim?
We'll start with a 2-man CRA on the Juggernaut over there.
Okay.
CMA, should I say. So Matt goes to 7. They connect. Power would be 11, goes to 13, plus Conquest, so it goes to 16. So dice minus 4. He does 1 to the 4.
2 here on this Juggy.
This guy will lead. He is not attacking over a wall. He will connect. Again, they are dice minus 4. So 2 points to the 3 on that Juggernaut. And then the 5 of these guys will combine on the Devastator.
Okay.
So they need not double ones to hit. They connect. And then their power 14 plus 5 is 19, so dice minus 6.
No damage. Talon will activate, moving up towards that objective.
He's going to make an attack with his spear.
All right, auto hitting it.
Gonna look up the power on his spear.
That's a good plan before we roll damage.
Yep.
So this is POW 15 under the feet, so it's going to be dice minus 3 here. He does 4 to it. No column needed. So that brings the total here to 10.
He'll make an attack with his shield.
Okay.
POW 12.
Yep. Dice minus 6. And he does another 1 damage to it for 11. He's gonna buy another attack with the spear there. Does lots of damage to it and kills that objective, netting himself 1 control point. Warpath procs off of killing that because it technically is an enemy model, so he's gonna move Rocinante 3 inches forward.
And Rocinante will activate and charge. Devastator.
Charging that Devastator, alright. So he gets within the reach.
Yep.
Alright, Devastator there is 10 defense.
So, Mat 7.
Anything but Snake Eyes will hit with a charge. He lands the charge.
Power Strength 20.
Alright, this is dice minus 5. And he does a total of 6 to the 6. Buying an attack with that sword. Hits. Dice minus 5. And does another 4 damage to its 3. Mangler's activating.
It's just advancing 5 inches.
Right
up
there.
To here.
Okay. And there's our battlefield at the end of Tim's turn 3. He managed to get himself 1 control point there, but his stuff just is not doing much to those Khador Jacks, even with his feet up. So, over to Bubba's turn 3, and see what he does in retaliation this turn. Bubba's allocating 1 focus over to his Juggernaut here, and camping the other 5 on his caster. The Juggernaut with the focus on it is going to go first.
It's just going to sneak into there.
Okay.
He's going to boost a axe attack.
Alright, against the cavalry model there. Defense on your cavalry, Tim?
15, gonna need a 9.
Okay. And he misses. Trying to punch him now with the fist. And misses with that as well. This Juggernaut over here.
It's just gonna tuck even further in.
I don't think you can. I think you're pushing his models if you move him too far.
No, I can go left. It's just touching my...
Oh,
Can't be
okay.
moved on this turn. 10 of my feet.
Alright, we'll do the axe attack on this guy.
Alright.
Hits.
Dead.
Punch attack on the guy beside him. Dead.
15 on the pop?
Yeah.
Butcher will activate.
He's going to move over here.
Okay.
Still towing. There's a tip of the square showing.
Alright.
He's going to attack this guy right here. Over the wall.
It's an 8.
I will boost.
Boosting to hit. Alright.
Hits.
And it's a POW 16
Power
Weapon Master.
16 Weapon Master.
Just minus 3. Enough to kill.
Alright. That's 1 dead cavalry model. War Dog will activate. Just going to move up slightly. Keep within Butcher's range. Devastator's going to activate.
He's going to advance.
Slowly advance forward at its speed 4. Right about there. The Devastator here did a turn, and Rocinante does have defensive strike, which he's going to make against the Devastator. Hits him. Feet is still technically up, so he will be at +3 to strength.
Power Strength 20, so he's dice minus 5.
And he does another 4 to the 3. Finally, Bubba's just going to continue to bench that Juggernaut over there. And there's the end of Bubba's turn 3. So he did manage to kill a few models utilizing his Juggernaut, and then Butcher came out and killed something. When Butcher gets going, he can kill a lot of stuff. Back over to Tim's turn. His feet's gone. He has a couple coins left, but there's not a lot of armor cracking on his side, so we'll see what he can pull off in this round. Damiano's going to upkeep Surefoot on that guy for 1. He's then allocating 3 to Rocinante and 2 over to the Mangler, leaving himself with none. He will activate first.
He's going to run.
Running himself over there, towing the edge of that hill and the edge of that zone. Rocinante will activate.
Advance to
moving
here.
himself to there.
Make a sword swing on this guy.
Okay, see if he can hit.
He connects with a 3 because he is Mat 7.
Okay, good.
He will boost damage.
All right.
Because the feet's no longer there, he's down to Power Strength 17, so he's dice minus 8.
No damage. Buying an attack. Can he hit? Yes, he can. Can he damage? A dice minus 8.
I boosted damage.
Yes. Yeah, I figured you were going to boost damage.
So 7 to the 2.
That was a better swing. Halberdiers now are going to go. They're going to shuffle around a little bit and then make some attacks. So these Halberdiers are going to try a 6-man CMA into the Warjack, the Devastator.
Does he have reach?
Yes.
They all have reach.
No, does he have?
Oh, does he have reach range?
Because the Rocinante was barely.
Rosinante moved.
Yeah,
Oh,
Rosin and they
okay.
moved closer. So looks good. They hit for sure. And what are they combined here?
17.
By the way, nothing. In case you're wondering, the Devastator does both have still his arms. We haven't forgotten that he loses armor. When he loses his arms, he has both of his arms and his Cortex. Only 6 boxes left on him. Just poor column rolling, unfortunately.
Dice -9. No damage.
One Halberdier swinging at the Juggernaut. Hits him.
Dice -9 for realsies this time. He does 2 points of damage to Juggernaut 6.
He's more awesome than the whole group combined. Talon will activate. He's going to move up within reach. Try to make a swing over here.
He's using the stun lance. Hits. Continuous stall. Pow 12. Dice -13. Can't do any damage. No damage.
But he is stalled.
Yep. Continuous effect stall.
Alright, so what does that mean?
That means he can't run nor charge.
Okay. Cavalry model here is going to activate.
Both of them actually, they're a unit. They're going to be back swinging.
Okay.
So we'll do the Devastator first. So first initial attack, he connects. Flank bonus, but he's down back to POW 11, so he's dice -14. I'm really hoping for a lucky spike here. I don't see it. Don't
Nope.
see it. His second attack, back swinging again, hoping for a crazy lucky spike somewhere there. Might not even hit. He misses.
Alright.
The other Cav model attacking the Juggernaut, same sort of situation. He connects with this attack roll. POW 11 against his armor of 19. He's dice armor of 20. He's dice -9. He manages to get in for 2 points to the 4, and then he's going to do his back swung attack. He hits, and again, dice -9. Trying to roll in the box here. He does no damage.
Mangler here is going to take an attack on the objective with his mace.
Dice -1. He hits it for 6 points.
Okay, so we'll mark that down. We got 6 here.
He's going to take a punching spike attack on the objective. This is dice -3. He does 1 more point.
Alright, bringing the total to 7.
He's going to buy an attack on the objective. Dice -1 with the mace. He's going to do
Another
7 more points.
bringing it to 14.
And we'll buy an attack. Dice
And-
-1. We'll finish it off.
Even if you roll Snake Eyes, which
I
he
did.
does, and he does exactly 15, and finishes off the objective, though, getting himself another control point.
Complain about dice.
That-
Activate.
Alright, Rifleman activating. You cannot make CRAs into melee, so a lot of things are engaged, so there's not a lot of targets for them. So they're going to move around and see if they can get some more advantageous looks at things. So these 6 guys here, plus 1 over here, are going to do a CRA into Butcher.
He'll lead.
And he's going to lead from over here. They do have line of sight. He's a medium base, so they can see over top of each other. There is a line for all of them.
Anything with snakes?
Alright. So they hit.
Yep. There are 7 of them contributing, so this goes to power strength 18, so dice -3.
Dice -4. Or he's armored 22 right now.
Okay, so dice -4. Dice -4 on Butcher. I'll get in for 3 points.
There's the battlefield at the end of Tim's turn. With his feet gone, he just couldn't get enough damage out. Unfortunately, that Devastator survives with 6 boxes still in the zone. Tim does go to 2 control points by destroying the other objective. Over now, though, to Bubba's turn. He still has all 4 jacks, well 5, but he does have 1 benched, and his caster and his war dog. We'll see what he can do on his turn. Bubba's going to allocate 1 focus to this Devastator and 1 over to that Juggernaut, camping the rest. 1 more being allocated to this Juggernaut here, actually. And then Butcher is camping 3.
Yeah.
Devastator over here. He has only a crippled movement.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
He is going to Reign of Death.
All right, so he's opening up to Reign of Death.
So everything base to base, which is just this cav,
Right.
takes POW 18.
Okay.
Everything else within 2 inches takes a POW 9.
Okay.
So we'll measure it out and we'll come back.
All right, sounds good. So we'll do the base-to-base cavalry model first. Not double ones will kill him. That is enough. So he dies. And then on all the halberdiers.
We'll start over here.
Okay.
POW 9.
And what do we need to kill here?
I believe we need a 5.
Are they 14 armor?
13 armor.
13 armor.
So we need a 5.
So first one. That kills.
Yep.
Oh, there's the dice. Kills him.
This one.
All right. That's enough. He'll die.
This one.
That is enough on him.
The one behind him.
One right there. That's enough there.
This halb over here.
That's enough for the 5.
This halb here.
That is not enough.
This rifleman.
Okay.
4 to kill. Dead. Any other rifleman?
This other rifleman. 4 to kill.
Yep.
It's enough.
POW 9.
Command check for the halberdiers. They pass because of Damiano.
Yep.
Oh, he might not be in control.
I'll have to double check. Is he close enough?
No.
No, they are just out.
Achievement.
All right, so they break. Oh, you don't have that one yet?
No.
Okay.
Make a unit flee.
So he made a unit flee, and that is an achievement. Running scared. So he has to make a unit flee or kill 50% of an undead unit, and he made that unit flee. So achievement for Bubba. Dice minus 9 onto Talon. He takes no damage, and then Rocinante is also 19.
So dice minus
Correct.
10.
No, he's 18.
He's 18.
1 damage to the 1.
Juggernaut over there is going to activate now.
He's going to charge that guy.
Okay. Does he have the line?
Yep.
We just checked it, so.
Okay, we're all good.
Yeah, it's good.
Perfect. So he's going to charge, spending the 1. Facing him directly. Juggernaut leads a 5 to hit. He hits for sure. No crit.
It's dice plus 1. POW 19.
Dice even.
Dice even.
On the charge, he does a total of 11 to the 4.
Attack.
Trying to punch him now with the fist.
Hits.
He hits.
It's dice minus 4.
And he does no damage with that. The other Devastator there is going to spend his 1 to charge at Rocinante. Charging, going all the way base to base.
Base to base with the cab model too.
You. Where's the wall in that angle?
Can he do that?
Okay.
So he definitely can make that. The wall is not in the way, and then he will directly face Rocinante. So he's base to base with those two, and he is going to open up to also do a Rain of Death.
Before that happens, we're going to get a free strike
Yep,
from the
we
Mangler
are.
and a defensive strike from Rosinante.
Okay.
So free strike from the Mangler, plus 2 to hit. He connects. Boosted, POW 17.
Dice minus 8.
Minus 8.
Does
No damage.
Rocinante.
Rosinante gets his defensive strike, met 7.
Hits.
He connects.
Minus 8.
Minus 8. 1 damage to the 3.
So
One more damage.
with the Rain of Death, the 2 ones that are base to base will take a POW 18, starting with the Cavalry
Cab model. Anything but Snake Eyes to kill. Dead.
Kills him. And Rocinante, who is armor 18,
Straight dice.
does 7 to his 5. Then this Halberdier will take a POW 9 damage roll.
Need a 5 to kill.
That is enough.
Dead. The 4s on the rifleman. This one here.
And there's only 2 riflemen who will be in there.
Dead.
And
Second
the other
one. Dead.
Also dead. Juggernaut will go.
He is going to spend his focus to charge here.
Okay. Trying to hit that rifleman.
He's defense 12. Needed a 6.
Hits him.
Dead.
Defense 13. Defense 13.
Defense 13.
Yep.
Okay, fine.
So he misses.
Misses.
Fist.
Fist attack. Miss.
Miss. Butcher is going to charge over here towards this rifleman.
He
Terror
engages in a
check.
melee terror check for them.
Pass.
They pass their terror check for being engaged by a terrifying entity. which is
Fours.
9, it's a
Fours to
4.
hit. Hits. Dead.
Hits, dead.
Another command check.
Massive casualties command check. They flee
Fail.
with an 11.
War Dog's going to go.
Run.
Running over to Butcher. And he's just going to bench this Juggernaut again. There's our battlefield. Not much happened except for the killing of a lot of halberdiers with some Rain of Death. So, not a lot left on Tim's side. We're going over to his turn 4, I believe, or is it 5? I'm not sure anymore. But we'll see what he can pull off. So Tim allocated 3 to his Talon and 3 over onto Rocinante.
What's this here?
Talon activates, moves forward.
Makes his first initial melee attack with the stun baton.
Okay, against defense 10.
Misses.
Alright.
Attack with the shield. Connects.
Hits, and armor 17 currently on that
POW 9.
on that Devastator because he opened up.
So dice minus 8. No damage with the shield. He'll buy an attack with the stun baton.
Okay.
He
Hits.
connects. He will POW 12 against 17, dice minus 5. He boosts damage.
He's an 11 to kill.
He rolls a 9.
So he does
1.
a total of 4 to it.
Okay.
To the 1.
Got 2 left.
Buys an attack.
Okay. With the stun baton.
Connects.
Hits.
He's just 7 to kill.
And he gets
Kills.
it. And just enough to turn that guy into a wreck marker. Rocinante will activate.
He'll go right here.
Okay.
So he has a 0.5 inches melee on this guy, so he doesn't take a free strike. And he gets into 2 inches of the Juggernaut.
Sounds good.
Sorry. There we go.
Yep.
Okay, he'll make his first initial attack with his beater sword here. He connects with a 10. It's power strength 17, so dice even against... Or no, dice minus 2. Minus 2?
3. Armor 20.
Oh, 20. Yeah, I keep doing that.
Dice minus 3.
Minus 3.
Rolls it out. Does 4 damage to the 3.
Buys an attack.
Okay.
3 to hit. Connects. Damage, dice minus 3.
Does another 4 to the 5.
4 to the 5. Buys an attack.
Right arm's out.
Hits.
Connects. Minus 3.
Does another 1 to the 2.
Buys an attack.
Hits.
Connects. Dice minus 3. No damage.
Mangler will make an attack over there. No Cortex for him.
Punching spike first. He will hit with the punching spike. POW 15 against armor 20 off 5. He manages to do 1 to the 5. And then he will attack with his chain weapon. He connects. This is POW strength 17, so dice minus 3. He does 4 to the 1.
Damiano will go.
Advances to here.
Okay.
Take a shot at the Juggernaut.
Sounds good.
So he will get cover from the wreck marker.
And he's engaged.
He doesn't have reach.
You're engaging me.
I'm fleeing.
With
Talon?
Rocinante.
Oh, is the Talon?
And the Rocinante?
Yeah, Rocinante's sure engaging it.
Yeah, so he does get the he's
Never
up to
mind.
So I'm
18
def
defense.
18?
Yeah, there was a smart plan there somewhere, and I just totally forgot it.
Looking for a 12 to hit.
Misses.
Does not hit.
Same thing against randomized 1, 2, 3's Rosinante. Rosinante also gets missed.
Okay.
So he
See if the
flees
halberd can rally here.
away from every enemy model, and he attempts to rally.
He does.
These guys are going to run away from every enemy model. And here. And they'll attempt to rally. They rally.
Okay. And there's the end of the turn. So he was not able to finish off that Juggernaut, clearing out the zone. Still just sitting on 2 control points. So now over to Bubba's turn and see what he can come up with. Not much left for Tim. Bubba's going to allocate 1 focus to his Devastator, 1 to the Juggernaut, and camp the rest. Juggernaut over here is going to go first. Try and hit the Mangler.
With the Ice Axe.
All right.
5 to hit.
Hits him. No crit.
Dice plus 1. Or straight dice.
Mangler is armor 19.
Straight dice.
Does 10 to his 5. Now he's going to punch him with the fist.
Hits.
Yep.
Minus 4.
And
5
does
to the 2.
another 5 to the 2. Devastator's going to go.
Spend a focus point
Okay.
and run.
All right.
He's gonna go. It's right there. He's gonna push Rocinante.
Okay. So he'll push
So are
him.
you taking a free strike, or no?
I'm not out of your front arc yet.
Okay.
So he's pushing 2 inches away.
Yep. You'll bump into him before you go 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I have 7 left. So I'll be able to engage your caster, yes?
And then you take a free strike, right?
Yep.
From Rosinante and the Talon?
Go ahead.
Oh, just go to where you are when you leave the Talon's melee range. I know where you can end up, but if I stall you, you stop running.
Right.
All right.
So are you good with that?
Yep. So Rosinante
Hits.
connects, boosted from the free strike, POW 17,
Dice minus 8.
minus 8. He does 1 to the 2. And then Talon gets a free strike with his stun lance. He connects and he's stalled, so he stops just outside of the Talon's melee range.
Nice.
All right.
6.
Dice minus 13 with the with that weapon there. Oh, not bad. Ends up doing 2 to the 2. Juggernaut here is going to move to right about there and make some attacks. Where's he attacking
He's going
first?
to the defense on.
I didn't see, was that a free strike from Rosinante or not?
Was he in his back arc? I didn't see. I couldn't see from where I was.
I thought he was.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay.
All right. Free strike, because he was partially... Bubba says he was partially in his front, so he does hit.
Minus 3. 8 to the 4.
Cortex gets knocked out, so the Juggernaut loses the focus that he had. And will he still try to make an attack then?
Yep.
Did either arm get crippled?
The right arm did. The left arm's good.
Okay.
So he'll attack with the right arm against.
Okay. This is the axe.
Yep, one
that
dice.
is crippled.
Hits.
Defense
12.
I feel like a Talon's a 12.
We'll check it out.
Remember,
So it does hit. This is going to be dice +1 on one die. Oof. He rolls good for that too. Does 7 to the 3.
there you
Only with one die.
go. That's all they need.
All right. And with his fist.
He's gonna punch the halberdier.
Okay.
Missed.
Miss. War Dog's going to go.
He's gonna advance to right there.
Okay. 6 to hit the dog. Hits him.
Tough.
All right, tough check because he's power and strength 17 there. And he does not tough, and he kills the dog. Butcher will go. He's advancing forward, getting to the edge of the zone.
Not leaving your front arc.
Okay.
He's gonna smack Rocinante.
All right, Matt 9.
Hits.
He hits him.
Yep.
Power and strength 16 against armor of 18.
Dice off 2. Resonato's not having a good day.
And he does a total of 7 to his 2. Gonna buy an attack.
Hits.
Yep. Dice again, -2. For another 8 to the 1.
Defense.
Buying another attack.
What's that?
Movement is
so just
movement's
not
gone,
double.
so anything but double ones here.
You still have to roll the hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll do that first. There we
Hits.
go.
-2.
And does another 5 to the 5.
5.
He's gonna buy an attack against Rocinante. Hits him. Almost had snake eyes there. Dice -2, and that is enough to finish off Rocinante, turning him into a wreck marker. Last Juggernaut over here is gonna stay benched. There's our battlefield after Bubba's turn. Back over to Tim. Not much left. That Mangler's pretty crippled, although his units did all rally. Let's see what he can come up with. Damiano's going to activate. Oh, and he allocated 3 focus over to his Talon. So he's moving
gonna
up
go
to
up
the
to here.
front of the zone.
He's going to spend a coin to give money shot to the Steelhead Rifleman unit.
Okay. He's then going to boost a shot into Butcher. Butcher is not engaged here. We measured it closely. So what's Butcher's defense?
14.
All right.
Rat 6. So it needs an 8.
And
Connects
he
with
gets
an 8.
it with exactly an 8.
He will boost damage.
All right, makes sense.
Pow 12, so dice -7.
And he does
3
3
points.
damage. Steelhead Rifleman will activate. They're going to jockey around for better position to try and get off a CRA onto Butcher.
So from
The one
guy
over
in
here,
hand,
forfeiting movement to aim, and the rest will CRA with him. So they go from rat, what are they, base 5?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 2 for money shot.
And
Plus
2 for aiming. So 14. So anything but snake eyes will hit here. Definitely hits. I know. Well, I gotta say it. If I jinx it, I'm sorry. And their
So-
power?
Base 11 goes to 13 plus 5 is 18, so dice -1.
Does another 5 damage to Butcher. Talon is going to shuffle himself slightly over.
So the Talon's going to walk until he's at the extent of the Devastator's range. And in melee, he's walking over rough terrain, but he's got 5, so he should be great.
All right.
He's mat 6 against 14, so he'll boost to hit and attack with the Buster Lance.
Okay, looking for an 8. Gets it.
Connects. He will boost damage, dice -7.
Okay.
How many boxes?
9.
9. That's not happening.
And with that roll, a dice -7 does 3 more to him.
3
Buying an attack with the lance. Looking for an 8. Doesn't happen.
Doesn't happen.
He'll use a shield attack against the Juggernaut here. Defense 10. He will hit. Power and strength is only 9, however.
-11 boxcar steer damage? No.
No.
Here.
Halberdier shuffling over slightly. Trying to make a swing at Butcher. First
Command
he has
check.
to make a command check because Butcher is a terror and he
True.
definitely breaks.
Actually do damage.
Mangler trying to hit the Juggernaut using his mace. He only gets 1 dice because he's crippled. He does hit with it, rolling the 6.
Dice -3. No
No
damage.
damage. Back over to Bubba's turn. The assassination on Butcher was not successful. Left him on about 9 health. We'll see if Bubba can finish it off. Juggernaut's going to go first. He's going to try and hit this Mangler.
With the ice
Mangler
axe.
still has movement.
Ice axe hits.
Does hit. No crit. It's going to be dice damage here. And he does only 2 to the 2, leaving that Mangler on 2.
With the fist.
All right, trying to punch him now.
Hits.
Yep.
Dice minus 4. Need a 6.
And he just gets enough.
Exactly.
Finishes off the Mangler, turns him into a wreck marker. And with killing that Mangler damaged the Juggernaut on a previous turn, so Bubba unlocks an achievement for himself, Revenge, killing a model, killing a Warjack, sorry, with a model that was previously damaged by it. So, achievement for Bubba. Juggernaut here is going to go.
It's just going to advance ever so slightly. And he's going to punch this halberdier.
Okay, trying to punch the Halberdier.
Hits.
Connects. POW 15 against armor 14. I think it's auto dead,
Yep.
right? Definitely kills that Halberdier.
Ice Axe on the Jack.
On Talon. Talon's defense was 12,
Miss.
we said, but he auto misses. Devastator's going to go.
Gonna walk to right there. Pushing
Okay.
models around.
Yep.
He's going to Rain of Death.
Is he base
Okay.
to the Talon? Is that the intention?
Yeah.
The intention is to be base to base with Talon. Won't be base to base with those guys over there, but base to base with Talon.
Yep. So
All right, POW 18 onto Talon.
straight dice on Talon.
Oof, does 12 damage to Talon's 2. And then
Need
the
4s to kill
rifleman here,
him.
looking for 4s.
Dead.
Yep,
Next guy.
that'll kill him.
Dead.
That does
Third
kill
guy.
him.
Dead.
That did kill him as well. All right, that's those 3 guys gone.
Out.
And that guy was too
Can I
far.
check for them? They pass because Damiano.
Butcher's gonna go now. He's gonna move over towards Damiano. Free strike from Talon. Unfortunately, the iPad just died that we were keeping track of his health on, but we'll see. Even if he hit, he would need 666s to kill him. He does not get that. His Butcher is armor 24. It's dice minus 12, and he
Okay.
had 6 boxes.
Damiano's defense.
15.
15. I'll just boost a hit.
All right, needing a 6. Hits. Power and strength 16. What's the armor on Damiano?
17. So that's minus 1.
That's with him camping 1.
3 damage.
3 damage onto Damiano.
Buy an attack.
All right, buying another attack with Lola. Hits with needing a 6. Dice minus 1 does another 14 damage.
Dead.
And that kills Damiano. All gone. All right, and we'll have some achievements with all the things that Bubba did in that turn. But otherwise, we'll talk about that in post game. Good game, boys. Hug shake. 3 good games by these guys. They were great sports. On to the post game. Post game wrap up. It's late and we're tired. If you can't tell, we played 3 games today. And it was a burner at the end there. That was a long game. We were like 35 points, it'll go quick. And then they just brought odd lists that one was high armor, one couldn't do much to high armor, but the other one took a while to do anything back. It was interesting. Interesting to say the least. A couple achievements that we missed. One was by Tim. Tim actually did get revenge as well because he managed to kill the Devastator with Rocinante, who had been damaged by him on an earlier turn via the Rain of Death. And then there was a few for you, Bubba. What did you all get at the end? Quite a
I
few.
got a sword swinger.
Yeah, he
or-
went the whole game without making a single ranged attack.
Yep. I got axe to the face.
He did not cast a single spell the whole
I
game.
was a cunning tactician,
He did not cast his feat and still won.
and
Or
I
put up his feet.
I got benched.
And he put a model on the side, did not do anything with it, that Juggernaut, and still won the game. I mean, you don't have to win to get benched, but he did that anyways. That's pretty impressive. No feat, no spells, down a model, and just brought up a whole ton of armor and was like, try to deal with this. How'd you guys feel about the game?
Oh my!
It was a mistake. We shouldn't have done
It
this
was
game.
a terrible mistake.
Yeah, no, it's. I don't know. I probably should have just shaken Bubba's hand at the beginning. But yeah, no, Mercs used to have this really big problem where they just didn't have very much armor cracking, and they really had to take Gorman for Rust, or they really had to take Iona and Holt, and that's the problem with some of their tiers is they lose out on those things. Galleon helps with that a lot, and we were playing 35 points.
Yep.
Yeah, no Galleon, no harm, no Rust. So, like you mentioned all those. They're all your kind of armor cracking things. You have the feat for +3 strength, but it just isn't enough because those steelheads are just lower
It's
based.
only one turn, and there's 5 jacks. At least armor 20, 2 of them are 25. Like,
Yeah.
you're just not going to kill them all. On
No.
the turn, and you just aren't going to whittle them down enough.
I mean, there was one Juggernaut sitting there doing nothing, and if he had been in the zone, it would have just been one extra Juggernaut to deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I jammed as best I could. I cracked away as best I could. I started to kill the jacks near the end there, but just, it's too much.
Yeah.
And that's That is kind of a little bit the problem with 35. 35-point games are really good for learning, and they're a good introductory tournament format, but this game really comes alive at 50, when you can have all of the tools necessary to deal with the skews.
Yes.
Whereas at 35 points, it's a game that favors a skew.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a little bit too bad, but I hope hopefully it was still an entertaining video. I mean,
Yeah.
we had fun doing it. I mean, we're tired, and it's cool.
Yeah, it was different. I liked that it was a little different. Like
Sure.
I've never played that many jacks before because Khador doesn't do that.
Yeah.
But it was fun. Like
Skew lists usually go a certain way. Like you either have the tools to deal with it, or you don't have the tools to deal with it.
Yeah, that was a clear example.
And as soon as the feet and everything was gone, Tim's tools were just gone, basically. I mean, you saw it just so. And like Tim said, at 35 points, especially as you get less, I mean, if you have an armor skew at 25 and 15 points, and someone can't deal with it, it isn't really a game. It's not a match. So you need those tools available to you. As well as that's why usually in the Steamroller we have 2 lists to pick from. You know, if Tim were to see this, he probably would have brought his Galleon list because he'd know he would have to crack that armor. Maybe he wouldn't do that at 35 points, but usually at 50 you have some sort of armor cracking list, some sort of one-to-handle infantry. You try to cover as many bases as possible. And he just couldn't hear. Like I still enjoyed it. It did get late, but otherwise, interesting game to watch. I won't even bother to ask if this is how you normally run the list because it's 35 points. I know Tim doesn't play 35 very often, and I think that Bubba was just trying out something different with a bunch of jacks to fulfill a tier. But otherwise, that is almost all of the achievements, though, for Tim for list building stage. He only needs one more, I think, and that's bringing a tier 3 list.
Impressive.
So we'll see if he can do that in the future. It won't be tonight anymore. But he will try to do that. Bubba's actually racking up a lot of achievements, though. I'm not sure how many you had in that game.
I had 10 in that game.
10, wow, and
Yeah.
15 the game before. So he's just really
53 total.
cranking them in. Wow, awesome, great job. Brought in a lot of achievements tonight. And that 15 achievement game was even, I think, on a loss, was it not?
Yeah.
Yeah, but still got the 15 achievements. So, all right, well, great game. Any last words from you fellas for the night?
Tim, I love you.
I'm tired, man.
I can see that. These guys were great players. They both enjoy playing each other. Awesome sportsmen. It was a great time. Hope you guys enjoyed the games. Stay tuned. More Warmachine hordes coming your way. And as always, happy wargaming.